And now, before the break, I forgot to mention that we shall have a break, coffee break. You might see it in the agenda. And a networking dinner will follow in the evening. So please, within our project, we thank IUM for that. And now we are beginning roundtable discussion, which will be conducted by Olena Fesenko, a very important person, and I'm happy to cooperate with you since 22. And she will tell, and our speakers will tell about more about digital, about European Digital Innovation Hub, and also about that fact, not to forget that Ukrainian Automotive and Mobility cluster is a part of eDIH Center. Olena, please facilitate. Thank you for your trust. We are beginning our roundtable. I want to say it will consist of several parts. The final part of our roundtable will be the presentation of our startups, winners of our Digital Innovation Hub. And now let me invite Vladyslav Kavelin, who is the Deputy Director of the GIS project Digital Transformation in 7 EIT countries, and he will give an introduction to our session. Please, Vlad, if you are with us. Yes, Olena, welcome. Dear participants, would like to ask, shall I speak English or Ukrainian? You may speak Ukrainian. We have translation, so as convenient for you. Okay, then I will share my presentation. Can you see presentation? Yes, we can. You may start. Welcome, everybody. I'm happy to participate today. It's a pity that I'm online. I do live in Lvov. I would come offline, but at the end of the year, we have a lot of activities. So our project has the name Digital Transformation of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises in Eastern Partnership countries. It began in 2025 and 2023 and will be completed about in 1 year in February 2027. We have had many initiatives in different Eastern Partnership countries in Ukraine, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Moldova, and Ukraine. But fortunately, on it, I have very few time, so I will tell about one initiative only. In 2023, together with our partners from the Office for Development of Entrepreneurship and Export, we began a process of creation of the European network of innovation hubs. It was rather long and multiple process. There was a selection, capacity building measures, and consultations. Today we shall maybe better talk about why the eDIH is a European Digital Innovation Hub. What are they practically doing and how they can help business and private sector as well in their activities. Talking generally, the whole network of European Digital Innovation Hubs basically has 360 hubs in the European Union. When we hear the word hub, I imagine some working place, some organization, but talking about such hubs, Those are consortiums in these 460 cases. It is a group of organizations because unfortunately all those functions of key functions hubs couldn't be realized by one organization. So they are united to cover all those four main areas. What is the main goal of hubs? It is to increase the opportunities and the openness to technologies for the public sector. It is their main direction. When talking directly about what services do hubs providing, first of all, test before invest. The hubs have to provide possibility for technologies for the entrepreneurs in this public sector. So they could measure whether this technology is really one that fits them. So they could then take a justified decision whether to use or not to use it. Next key role of hubs is skills and training. When the hubs provide knowledge how to use these technologies. And the third area is also quite logical because there are no free of charge technologies or very little of those. So some financing is needed for those technologies. And the fourth area is more general. It regards more search of partners, helping in searching partners and coming to new markets. I believe it is obvious generally, but let us take an example to show. It is a real example of one of the hub, and we know about it, and I believe it would be nice to disseminate it here. One of the businesses wanted to switch from 1S system. We know that is accounting system which originates from Russia, aggressor country, and there is a very obsolete approach to data security. And with time, all the Russian software will be banned, prohibited. So we have to switch. Everybody has to switch to new system. But the organization had such an idea and wish, but they didn't know how to do it. So they came to the hub, and the hub analyzed the organizational process, uh, studied all possible alternatives, and provided them a specific solution for the transition to new system. In this case, we can say it was a test before invest. After that, the hub provided information and consultations for the staff, for the personnel of the company on how to use this new system for interface, general settings, etc. In this case, it's skills Ukrainian. It is a second function, and then the hub also can help with how to submit for a grant to have monies for the license, to pay the license for the software. It is the third area. And the fourth area, if the organization would like to provide their services or goods, the hub can help to find, to search for partners and customers, to organize such a networking. So this is a cycle of supports by hubs. But I believe it's very important also to discuss about Ukrainian networks of European digital innovation hubs. You see on the screen the 6 of such hubs who have got co-financing from EU, and they are proposing their services under the umbrella of EU. So looking at the regional distribution, we have 3 to 4 regions which a hub is covering. Main sectors the hubs are working in, it is the energy, agri-food, machine building, and healthcare sector. Also, you can see in this slide the QR code you can use so to look at which hubs are compliant to your request, and to go and request a specific assistance or consultations for them. Also, it's very important to note that these are not all the hubs existing in Ukraine. The financing by EU wouldn't be sufficient for everybody. We have 12 hubs, and we are very happy that a competition was launched, upon the results of which will arrive at the end of this month, and it means that we expect for 4 or 5 more hubs will be able to join to the European network of European digital innovation hubs. I believe it is all from my side, and I talked about one initiative of one project. GIZ of Ukraine has a lot of diverse projects, about 100 or more different initiatives. So you can go there and you can find a project which is resonating the most with your activity. So please use the QR code, go to GIZ page or to and we have a QR code to our Facebook page for our project. We'll be happy to communicate with you and to support together the network of European innovation hubs in Ukraine. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Vladyslav. And we move to our next speaker, and it's my special pleasure now to invite.
Dear colleagues, it's very pleasure for me to invite Martina Gall Maláková. She is expert on data free flow with trust, DFFT, and she also represents industry innovation cluster. She from Slovakia. And dear Martina, please take your floor and share with us your presentation.
Thank you very much. I don't have a presentation for you because I think that you have a lot of presentation today. Could you hear me?
Yes, yes. Super. We can hear you. Excellent.
Super. So hello to everybody. Thank you very much that you having me. And I'm really very happy that I can share my experience, what I have also with eDIH and also with Automotive cluster in Ukraine, and also about our future, what we want to develop together. So I will start at Industry Innovation Cluster. Don't be aware, it will be only 2 minutes. So Industry Innovation Cluster is an organization which was established 2017, and we have 2 pillars. We have one pillar, international advocacy at business at OECD, at United Nations, at Business Europe. And the second pillar is exactly the project. We have a lot of projects, Horizon Europe project, Interreg, Digital Europe program, and a lot of another projects, but which are focused on data economy, data sharing, data spaces, with the aim to create it European common data space. And today I am in Brussels, exactly because we will have the meeting with the European Commissioner on mobility and tourism, because we have this project Deploy Tour, which is data sharing in tourism. What I want to say, and you can see that we are industry innovation cluster, but we are also GaiaX Hub Slovakia and IDSA Hub Slovakia, and we see the data economy and data sharing in holistic way. It is the reason why I mentioned Deploy Tour, data space in tourism, because we really focus on the technology, how to share data in Europe, what are the rules, what we should do that we can really share data for the benefits of the companies or for the benefits also the public sector or individual in Europe. So if you need something about the data sharing or data spaces, please come to Olga, she will give the contact from my side. And as you can see, as Industry Innovation Cluster, we are in this first project on tourism, so we are really very strong in this data economy. So this is a IIC, Industry Innovation Cluster. What I want to share with you, it is also that we had together with Olga a very nice project from Interreg Danube region to support the data economy in our region. Ukraine was present, Slovakia of course, Danube, the other countries of course. But what I want to say that really the project was amazing. So we were we were 3 women as leaders, and the third partner was from Czech Republic. The project finished, but we didn't finish to cooperate together. As you see, I am here today. I want to help companies, academia to make the new proposal for the call from Horizon, from Digital Europe program. What do you imagine? We are really the organization that we want to support and to help the cooperation and to be active from our region. It's not easy. Sometimes it's English the problem. Sometimes we don't have the courage to think that we will be able to be aware that I know about the Horizon Europe project, how the Slovakia and I know also the Ukrainian stakeholders are not very active for the moment, and it was the aim of this project. But as I mentioned, it's finished, but we are still we work on it and we stay in touch and we cooperate and want to cooperate together. What I want to mention also that IIC, Industry Innovation Cluster, created also eDIH. I saw that you start your eDIH. It is a really great project for SMEs. Please, if I may share with you, at the beginning, several experience. At the beginning, SMEs was a little bit, were a little bit shy. They didn't understand, and we waste a lot of time to persuade the companies that it is really for free and you will receive the support and everything. So as I know Olga, as she is very active, please companies go to Olga, go to this eDIH, and you will see that it is a really great project what Europe invited several years ago. And also for the academia, it was very good because they really created the solution for the companies. So the synergies was really amazing. So it was very good for the professor, for academia to create, to work with small and medium enterprises in your country. And for the companies, it was really a very good thing because they receive for free something that it was very helpful because it was the companies that they said, I need this, I want this. So this was good. And what I can also say that, as I mentioned, that we will continue the cooperation. So if you have some ideas about the cooperation in Slovakia or another partners from Central Europe, also from the west of the Europe, because we have a lot of contact also there. So don't hesitate to contact me. I am with Olga for you, and don't be shy. Come and we will cooperate.
Dear Martina, thank you for your sharing with us a very interesting insight of your activities and inviting us for cooperation with you. And now we are moving to our next steps of our roundtable. Це перейду я на українську, тому що вона
I'll switch to Ukrainian now because the next step will more or be related to the participants here in the room. First, I will introduce to you our eDIH center we talked about today when talking about digitalization, and thereafter a final stage of our competition will take place and of our selection. I want to say that let us start with presentation. Please launch my presentation. Brief information about our Central Ukrainian eDIH. As already what Kavelin say, there was a selection last year in Ukraine, first the national one, and then at the level of EC, and 5 different eDIHs were elected, 6 together with ours, the host. Seems there is a wrong presentation on the screen. Our Central Ukrainian eDIH is made by 6 organizations. As you see, the coordinator in eDIH is the Institute of Physics of National Academy of Sciences. And also we have 5 partners. It is Dnipro Polytechnical University, Poltava Polytechnical University, Trade Chamber of Ukraine, Ukrainian cluster of Ukrainian Automotive and Mobility cluster, who is the organizer of this event today, and IT Dnipro community. So we have 2 associated partners, the Ministry of Energy of Ukraine. We do very tightly cooperating with them, especially thanks to complementary projects. They are now looking for different kind of equipment, and we help them to set up contacts with different suppliers and Comparos UA. When we have built up our consortium, we were relying on the twinning principles, and we were trying to engage organizations covering different areas and providing different types of activities. You see, we have representatives of the ministries, of academies, business industries, and practically we have an IT community which works on digitalization and on social direction as well. Next slide, please. From the name itself, it is clear that Central Ukrainian EDIH is that we work in the central regions of Ukraine. With blue color, as they are highlighted, the oblasts we are working. Main of them are Poltava, Cherkasy, Dnipro, and also through our representatives, we are working in such regions as Vinnytsia, Mykolaiv, Odessa, and we are trying to create a community. Practically, the project is being implemented for the first year. We have begun in the January this year, but practically we have a lot of developments already. Next slide. We provide practically 4 main areas of activity which any eDIH provides. That is test before invest, and also we have training program module, networking, and we begin our communication with the company from the initial stage digital maturity assessment. Currently, within the first year of implementation, it is not the complete year, it is November now, and we began in the January. We already provided more than 50 digital assessments for the company. We have registered them in the platform, and we have set up an action plan for them, and we are implementing it together. Also, in parallel, we have conducted a good number of different trainings. You can see some of them here. And also, we have organized study visits to some metaverse. We brought companies to Metaverse in Germany. It was a huge digital summit. And also, we had a study forum. We visited eDIH centers in this German region. Accordingly, our startup companies had the opportunity of personal meetings and also to visit the laboratories, the companies, and it was a rather successful event. Currently, 2 main events on top of many study visits, trainings, information days. A large event we conducted all together as a consortium. It is a Digital Innovation Forum. We initiated this year. It was consisted from 3 stages. The first one, it was an information part. It took place in Poltava with over 150 participants, and there have been representatives of different eDIHs already which are already working in the European market for a long time. They have shared their experience on how they do build out their relationships, what types of services are more popular in Europe. That was practically the first stage of our Digital Innovation Forum. The second stage was a startup eDIH Day in Poltava city. We have got about 50 applications from different startups. We did selection and during that pitch in day of competition in Poltava, we selected 4 startups. They are winners of our Digital Innovation Forum. And currently, we have this opportunity to present our startups, introduce them in this business forum. Also, in 2026, they will have a possibility to visit the event which was selected in line with the activity. So that is briefly about our activities. You see here our contacts, and now I want to switch to the final stage of our Digital Innovation Forum, namely to invite the 4 winners. Each of them will have 5 minutes to introduce their developments. Let us start with the boys. They say that the boys are good to start with. I invite Stable, a startup from Dnipro, and they will tell about their innovative developments. Welcome, everybody. Today we have talked a lot about mobility, about the transport, but now we'll talk in this presentation about the human motion, human movements. In the morning, you are waking up, you go to have your cup of coffee, but sometimes you can drop it down and to the floor. It is just a bad morning for you, but for many millions of people who have injured their coordination centers, it is a daily reality. And very little of those persons, of those patients have access to specialized centers, and even less of them may pay the price of rehabilitation. What can be done with them? I will talk more about the science. What is our product based upon? There was a research of Japanese scientists take about 20 years of time. It was describing how the cerebellar can learn. First way of learning very quick with impact on the cortex of the brain, and the slower mode of learning with longer changes, with more long-term changes. And the research concludes that the most efficient approach to rehabilitation will be active stimulation of brain cells and exactly the cerebellum responsible for coordination, and also tracing the average number of mistakes of errors and to stabilize and to adapt the amount of exercises under fitted to specific patients, and we did it. Where the magic begins, really, I do introduce Stay Stable to you. To start using our product, we need just your normal phone, smartphone, nothing special. This is an old Xiaomi. And also auriculars, where you can connect your phone. And the rehabilitation begins with this click. You use our application based on web application, and it has a number of exercises which were tested, but with an improved stimulation of the cerebral cortex where all coordination processes are concentrated. Now, let us look how rehabilitation in rehab centers would happen. What do we propose? First of all, there will be a server which will store the results of exercises of each client, and the clinic will look into them to go ahead. First of all, it is a closed platform. It is an isolated network of data transmission, and also the client, both patient and the physician, in real-time mode. Due to that, we use web technologies. The data of training. This is the time of focus, the time the person needs to focus and in real time mode is transmitted to the doctor, to the physician, and he may correct this data to adapt the degree of sophistication and of to individually for each patient. Also, we added the AI to optimize at the best the results. How the first test session takes place? In the first minute, the patient wears the oculars, the parameters of testing, calibration takes place, basic training then is provided, and we see on through the results that there are 10 targets. And you have to have 95% of correct execution of exercises in the cycle, in the circle. And then this data are sent to the physician. The physician may see that these exercises are already easy for the patient, and the degree of complicatedness should be increased. And then we see how much the cells of the patient have adapted themselves, and then we have graphs, and that is how we set up an individual rehabilitation program for each patient. Now I will give the floor to my colleague, he will say about adventurous talks. Welcome everybody. As regards the advantages, first of all, for the customer, what a patient needs to begin working with us, just a smartphone. The smartphone and the most simple VR spectacles, very expensive ones. First of all, it goes about the safety of data. All the data will be preserved online on the servers we'll provide to you. And you will not need internet to go to our application. You may launch it locally in our server. Another point. Much more people will be engaged due to gamification of our program. When a person comes to it, he will not see it as some routine. He will be really interested and motivated to go into it, to do those exercises. Now talking about global market of rehabilitation within next 6 years will increase from 23 to $45 billion, and the VR medicine from 2.5 billion to $19 billion. And here you can see our basic kit. It may be a very flexible system. Now, our competitive advantages. You can see is that the conventional rehabilitation is costing $8,000 to $12,000 a year. Our competitors in our competitors is $5,000 to $7,000, and with us it is just $1,000 to $1,500. So the clinics may repay the investments in just half a year. So you can compare it more detail here. You can see it more detail. In this slide, you can see our team. That's me, Mikhailo, Olena Brodai, our psychologist who confirmed our theory, and also she proposed several rehabilitation centers. She was working as a military psychologist, and she provided a feedback about our program. And Tatiana Bulana is our mentor. She helps us in everything. She supports us. And thanks to her, we are here. So thank you very much. In this slide, you can see our roadmap for the next year and a little bit what shall we spend investments on? We need about $25,000 for certification, for engaging more people to our team, for marketing and launch and acceleration of going to the market. And also we plan to start with at least 50 clients first year, and then we plan to grow. Ilya wants to add something. Just a second. Thank you. Just a second. We have brought the equipment. You may come to us and test this equipment. We have servers, routers, so please come to us and try it during the coffee break. Next startup, Drive in 5. Amigo Electric. Please. You have the floor. Present your development. Welcome everybody. This is Mega Electric UA from Ukraine startup. We do manufacture electric cars in Mykolaiv city in Ukraine. And I want now to introduce to you our new Model 5 in dry, thanks to which we can ease the life in Europe. People with trauma and vertebral injuries, with vertebral injuries, could be split into two groups of people. One group uses active wheelchairs. They move the wheels with their hands. And the second group, which can use only the electric wheelchairs, having electric motor. And those people want, the first group wants to improve their chairs, and the electric chairs have different varieties, subtypes, and they can have even 6 wheels and weigh up to 300 kilograms. For a person to come from the wheelchair to the car, he needs more than 4 minutes of time for that. And normally, according to the statistics, only 1 of 4 of those person can do it independently without pain and sufferings. And people on the electric chairs cannot move independently. Most frequently, they need some assistance. They do use a lift or some framework, and it takes more time to them. So everything happens very difficult in their case. Here you can see what is in the market now. For example, there is such an elevator or lift, 9,000 euro, when the wheelchair is taken to the luggage department of the car, and you see the minimal prices for such cars who may transport people on wheelchairs, and the car we do present can cost just 15,000 euro, much cheaper. These are the cars which were created yearly, similar to a capsule, but such persons are traveling with an assistant normally. They may not travel alone. You may not take somebody else into such a capsule. So those attempts were lost and have no development. What we do propose, we have created, this is our first prototype. We have presented even in Europe, but now we have improved it and it will look wider, longer and higher. We did it thanks to the communication with people in the fairs. And 2 people on wheelchairs, from 2 to 4 people in wheelchairs may stay in such a car, and also some stationary places, just some seats for people with disabilities. We are creating such a car for people with disabilities, take into account their needs, not to try and fit it all in the already existing model. We do change the model, take into account their needs, their reality. We have created a special elevator which is bringing the car down to the ground. So a person with disability can freely travel in his wheelchair to the car through a back door through to the side door. And also this car has a system for a person with disability to start moving independently. Our transport, our cars, our vehicles are intended to be used in the city, not between the cities. So 1 day of travel battery is sufficient. There is no need to take more batteries. So the price of the car accordingly is not so high. Statistically, 80 million clients, it is 1% of the world population needs such cars. It will be very important for the people who have been wounded on the war and also older people. The statistics grows in this direction. And also it could be used for the city logistics, for example, the taxi and transportation of any other cargo, but in the city. You have 1 minute left, yes. These are also companies and hospitals we can present, and we participated in 3 expositions this year where we presented our cars, and people on wheelchairs could test it. And 95 questionnaires were filled in, and it was very important for us to take them. It is not 1,000 of respondents, but even with such sampling, we can already take into account their needs and their reality. We are creating 2nd generation prototype, and in 1 year, in September, we can participate in some exhibitions. This is our team and the vehicles created by us in different options, different variants. And also we would like to change the target audience. We are pet friendly and we'll take into account the pets when creating our cars. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much. We are moving to our next speaker. This slide has logically brought us to our next startup, which won Apple, and they will tell us about their development, how the digital can help the animals. And to bring in the modern treatment. Normally, my presentation has rather entertainment character. I am sure that many business technologies may go along with the humor. And when there is a lot of presentation, somebody wants to switch a little bit. Everybody has pets, has animals. So I hope you will like the presentation. In the first 3 years of the war, I was living in a remote area with 1 pet, and then I had 6 pets. When you have a zoo park, there's something is happening, and some diseases of the pets. And the veterinary clinic was 40 kilometers away. Once in the night, the clinic was not functioning, and I couldn't get timely help, assistance, and one of my pets died. So I created Pets app 24/7 veterinary online assistance. The researchers say I'm not only one. For most of the pets, the visits to the clinics is a stress and paying large amounts of money, and the pets are family for the persons. So we are solving this problem by creation our service. The telemedicine for the pets allows to get that assistance where it is impossible to do it, and to do it in a quick way, and to cancel half of the physical visits to the clinic. We did it in a very simple way. You just take your smartphone and chat in a messenger with a veterinarian in a few minutes. Our service is linking anybody who has a dog, a cat, a bird, not necessarily owners of the caregiver when you may leave your dog to your sister with professional veterinarians. We are selecting them thoroughly. They are passing through our interviews and cases. This is the market. If you go to the street, you will see exactly what I am seeing. Every second person has an animal, and the statistics suggest that there are more families with pets than families with children, about 2 to 1. Let's not ignore such an elephant in the room, that the animals are new children for the humans. Our business model in the recent 6 months is it was payment for each other, but during the last months we launched the subscription. We have first subscribers still having pay per chat and different types of stream. And we have already prepared and launched first B2B partnership, and we are working on enlarging this B2B market. Our strategy is influencers and a little bit of advertisement. We have competitors, the foreign services. We have looked at Western Europe. ChatGPT, which cannot calculate how many letters are there in the word strawberry, but some people do entrust them the life of the pet. We may be more quick, more innovative, and provide more services. In 7 months, we earned a little bit of money. We have already more than 9,000 subscribers and 1,500 requests we processed, and 100,000 some thousands of clients. So every month we earn some money. Our veterinarians do consult for birds, amphibians, reptilians, dogs, cats, foxes. Even a horse was our customer. Our clients are in 26 countries of the world. We are not limited by Ukraine. We'll move ahead and we'll scale up our capacities. But we started in Ukraine because it is close to us. It's important. And the market here is fragmented. It allows us to become monopolists. I have both legal and technical background. I do understand how much important not only to provide a good quality service, but to be ahead of everybody in sense of innovativeness. We do understand how, thanks to email and AI, we can strengthen our service, not to replace the veterinarians, but make them stronger. And to have the requests. More requests, the more satisfied customers and more money is there. Our administrative core team is made by 4 co-founders. 2 of them have left us. One was mobilized, recruited, and one is on part-time. I have 10 years of technical background. I have legal background as well. So my hobby is marketing and public speeches. And I'm a blogger also a little bit. Smart specialists both in finances and in medicine do support us. This is our head of med. She knows 4 languages, connections all over Europe, and she was studying abroad, and she is very, very good person. Also, we do realize social initiatives. We may put on our website consultations for the shelters, for the asylums, for animals. If you want to help them, come to us. How to raise the qualification, because they do need it. What do we want? We want money, obvious, but on top of the monies, it is very important for us to be visible. People like us. There are many feedbacks on us. They come to us repeatedly. We have 17% of repeated customers, but we do not have resources to launch a large media campaign. So if you can help us with this, it would be it would be very nice. Now, partnership and monies, that's what we want. We are pesos up with love for every pore. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. And our next winner is Sadbent. You are the last to talk. Please do not take more than 5 minutes. Good afternoon. My name is Ludmila. I'm the Methodist and scientist of the Nemiriv Vocational College for Building Economics and Design from Vinnytsia National Agrarian University. I propose to your attention Sunvent startup project, autonomous system of air heating and ventilation, which works exclusively on the solar energy. In Ukraine and many countries of the world, there are significant expenses for heating, especially in the public facilities like kindergartens, schools, universities, agrarian companies, the premises which do need not only heat but ventilation as well, especially during the winter. And it increases energy consumption and CO2 emission. There is a need for independent environmental and economic solution. And our solution is Sunvent. It is an air connector which works now without being connected to the grid. It uses the solar light in the first half of the day to heat and to supply fresh air. Then our subvent is a collector being completely energy autonomous independent device. It is 10% efficient and transforms the solar radiation. The temperature grows we have studied with -15 up to 70. It may hit a premise up to 70 degrees. The savings makes up to 60% in the winter. In the autumn and up to 20% in the winter. It is mobile, modular, and lightweight. And who can buy them? The private households, no, the apartment building owners and housing cooperatives and business clients. You can see in the screen the market assessment. We do plan, first of all, to work in the central Ukraine, then the whole Ukraine, and then go to Europe. This is a working prototype, and we look for investments now for scaling up, to launch production, to shape up a team, to have marketing, and go to the market. Our main competitors are SolarBox plus Term, but our advantages, as you can see, is high efficiency, versatility, and low price compared to foreign analogs. You can see our team on the screen. Sun vent is not just a sun working for your purpose. It is more than heating. It is the future of clean energy, which is available already now. Thank you for your attention.